and the women joining us. Quincy, thank you so much for being here. Big Ten championships start Friday. How do you describe what this first season as members of the Big Ten has been like for you all?
It's been great. I think starting with the indoor season, one of the things that we were looking forward to in terms of the indoor season is having a conference championship. And that's one of the things we didn't have in the Pac-12 in the 8 years as an assistant coach and the 4 years as a head coach. So our schedule is relatively the same. You know, we pick and choose where we want to go in competing wise. But in terms of at the end of the year, having an opportunity to get better, have an opportunity to have a conference championship, something with meaning. We were very excited about that. And so we're looking forward to that going in the outdoor season. And Oregon is a place that we're familiar with.
What's been the biggest surprise from this first year in the Big Ten?
Biggest surprise? A great question. I haven't been asked that. The biggest surprise is, there hasn't been really anything that stands out as a major surprise. It's very competitive. Being in the Big Ten and having an opportunity to compete against a lot of the other schools that we don't normally compete against. That's been great, but hasn't really been any surprises that stand out.
Well, we know the success of the men's team is not a surprise. It's been as good a season as anyone in the country has had. How come?
Just because we have some great student athletes and, you know, looking at how we can build the men's team over the last 4 years when I took over as the head track and field coach, I just knew that we need some balance and we need some depth. And I think we built our men's team around having some depth in the sprints. But also, if you look at our team overall, there's great balance there with the field event area. I have a tremendous coach, Coach Jeff, who's doing a tremendous job in the long jump area, Coach Martin in the throws area. So, you know, we're creating some depth, and that's allowing us to be very competitive when we go into the championship season.
You said previously the reason you're in a great position this year is because of last year. What did you mean by that?
Well, last year, I don't think our young athletes, I knew we had an opportunity last year to win a national championship. And I don't think our young athletes realized that. So we ended up third. But going into the last event, the 4x4, we had an opportunity to win the national championship, and we finished third. And our athletes, they came back, the ones that were there, our young athletes that were there at the championship, and they realized that they belong. And with that, they brought that, not the coaches, they brought that energy back into the beginning of the season. And we were a total different team. And I think the maturity factor there, understanding that you are worthy and you do belong on this elite level and competing with the best of the best in the country, that allowed us to be able to come back as a team, grow as a team, mature as a team, and just take the work ethic that I saw during the summer that these athletes would they would schedule on their own and create all these different workouts for the team and just become captains and leaders of the team. That leadership allowed us to win the national championship indoors.
Well, you mentioned elite, and let's turn our attention to the women's team this year. They are certainly nationally elite. What are the takeaways you can take away from last week's UCLA dual meet?
Well, just for the dual meet is always fun. And we don't, you don't take the dual meet serious until the dual meet week, right? Our eyes is on Big Ten, our eyes is on national championship. And you don't take the UCLA USC dual meet, at least this year for me, until the week of the dual meet. You don't want to lose. But I think coming out of the dual meet, that probably wasn't one of our bright spots for the season. And we're just resetting off of that and getting ready for the national championship. We didn't have our best meet, but we had individual bright spots with Samara Moody, Madison White, and I think Samara is going to be really a bright spot for us this year. She's been hurt the last couple of years, so really look for her to emerge as a senior now and graduating to do something special at the NCAA's.
Quincy, you've spent your life in the sport of track and field. I haven't exactly. I'm more of a fringe fan, a novice, if you will. I want to ask you a macro question. I've never understood this. Why does field get equal billing? I mean, come on, track is doing all the heavy lifting and field is in the title.
Well, I think they go hand in hand, and they're a partnership, and we wouldn't be successful without field. So, we have some tremendous jumpers, and high. When I say jumpers, I mean the jump squad. You're looking at the on the runway. You have J.C. Stevenson, you have Johnny Brackens, two of the best in college ranks, and then if you go to the high jump, you have Elias Gerald, and he's one of the best in college in terms of the high jump. So, it's a marriage, and one can't live without the other. And I know I can't live without the field piece. So
I don't know, man. I think you're being kind. I think track does all the heavy lifting when it comes to track and field. But
you try to get me in trouble with my throws coach and my jumps coach.
Well, they're probably.
Nice try.
Yeah, I get you. They're probably strong. You probably don't want to be in trouble with them. You had great success yourself as an athlete. NCAA titles, Olympic gold, no team medal. And you've said you would treasure a team title over an individual one any day. How come?
Yeah, it's just special when you do it together. Individually, you have your own goals. And I've had a lot of success being on the island by myself. I've always been a leader, and I've always wanted to win together. And sometimes you just don't have enough pieces. I've been blessed to have some tremendous teammates that I've competed with. I've been blessed to have some really, really nice human beings and create some really great relationships throughout my time in sports as a high school athlete and a collegiate athlete, and also as an assistant coach. It's just fun winning together. And in my experience as an assistant coach, and when we won together on the women's side in 2018 and 2021, it was just such a great feeling. And I just want that for everybody. It just feels good when you can win together. And for me, I've won a lot individually. I have a lot of individual accolades. But just personally, for me, it feels good when you can win together, because it's not just about you, right? You are a big part of the whole picture. And the whole picture is the national championship. And those kind of memories that you can create together as a team, I think that lasts a lifetime, because these are memories that you will talk about when you get into your 50s, as I am right now, 50s going into your 60s. So, but these are the type of memories that last a lifetime.
You were competing and winning in the '92 Barcelona games. And I don't know, man, there's just something about those games, that particular '92 Barcelona games, they just ring special to me. What's the first memory that pops into your head from being there?
Just the semifinals. In the semifinals, I broke the Olympic record, and when I crossed the line, I didn't realize that I had ran 43.71. It felt so easy, and it felt very smooth, and I thought it was maybe like a 45 qualifying round. And that moment right there, that defining moment, I knew I was going to win the Olympic Games.
Wow. That's pretty cool, man.
I knew I was going to be Olympic champion.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Before we let you go, the first Big Ten championship coming up. What are you expecting?
Just great competition. We still working on some things going into the Big Ten championship, and just compete at a really high level, regardless of what's thrown at us. Being able to compete with adversity. If the weather's great, fine. If the weather's not great, everybody has to deal with the same weather. So just going in there focused, enjoying the moment, and looking to compete at a high level.
Quincy Watts from USC. Thanks so much for your time, and I'm just going to remember, it's not called field and track for a reason. Track gets first billing.
Appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day. Thanks for having me.